We are watching the whole thing, Kel. That's a terrible angle of you, Elle. Oh no, sorry. Anyway, we are watching the whole thing and we're loving it. It's very funny, the part where you looked like you were drowning trying to sort out your...
I knew Tony wasn't just sitting there just to stop Megan from feeling sick. I knew he was up to something, old Tony. Ended up getting their number, huh? Bloody Tony. Didn't he, Kayla?
Yeah, sneaky.
Sneaky Tony. Oh.
It's like we've got, we're in a cinema or something. We've got the snacks.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got your YouTube video on the TV.
Still writing.
Oh my god.
Yesterday's all day.
Back at it again. Dinner time with Kel's videos.
Kayla's got 6,000 bottles on her side.
No, they're not all mine.
Yes, they are.
2 of them are. 1 of them's yours. And that one too.
This is very hot. You can't eat it yet.
On to another.
I like the part when you got fooled by the butterfly in the window, but it wasn't. There was just a blue light from the bus. That was a funny part.
That was my favourite part too. That was funny. That was very funny.
Carl Sagan once said that human beings are like butterflies who flutter for a day and think it's forever.
Like my dreams still near. Snooze bottom, my best friend now. Get me away from here. I got plans, I got things to do. Gotta do my hours. Why is everything so damn hard? Gray skies and rain clouds. I postpone everything, worrying about stupid things. When is it my turn to start living? 'Cause I remember growing up, we rode our bikes all over town, spending all our cash on candy bars. And no one ever told us that tomorrow it might not be gone. Sunny days replaced with weekend jobs. I don't wanna turn back time, I just wanna feel that I'm living life with clarity. Sun shining, it's a new day. Gotta play it cool, keep my head up above the water.
It's Sunday morning, so I'm really sorry about the mowing in the background. Every man and his mower's out today because it's Sunday morning and it's a nice day, including my dad. Oh, I'm a bit awkward here. A bit awkward I am. I need to find a new place to do my sit-down videos with a nice background because I've changed my house around. Anyway, so you're missing the top of my head. What's going on here? You're missing the top of my head. I want you to forget what the top of my head looks like. Okay, let's get started. Warm myself up for this. There it goes. So I found my butterfly, but before I talk about what that means, I need milk in my tea because this Ulysses True Blue tea is actually black tea. I thought it was going to be herbal or like a minty kind of taste. But no, it's just normal black tea, so I'm really happy. I wish I brought a boatload of it because I love herbal tea, but not as much as I love just a normal cup of black tea. Tea. Oh, here we go. I've decided to put my cup of tea down because yesterday when I was filming, because I've already filmed this video once and I just wasn't happy with it because I just rabbited on too much, which I've already started to do now. But anyway, I was rabbiting on too much, so I decided to do it again today. So yeah, I was holding my cup of tea and then I spilt it when I was talking. It was wiggling everywhere. Hang on, it's looking for a butterfly adventure and I've just spilt my tea everywhere.
Looking for a butterfly adventure.
That was gonna happen one day. Never has, but it's happened now. Oh, Kelly. Hang on a sec. Just getting too excited about butterflies. Makes me laugh because I got a comment not too long ago where someone said, oh my gosh, I was really getting scared that you were gonna spill your tea, and I thought in my head, oh, I never even noticed that. I mean, I haven't done it yet. I can see how it could happen, but I haven't done it yet. But then, yeah, it just happened then. So I found my butterfly, but before we get on to what that means, I would like to give a big thank you to everybody that came along with us and commented and talked to me about the videos, and just thank you so much for coming. Honestly, it was the best having you there with us. Well, you know, each day when the video went up, it's just nice when people chat to me about it and everything. So, which brings me to a big, huge thank you to Cheryl and her grandson Asher. I really hope I pronounced your names right. I want to say a big thank you to you guys for coming, because you came every single day, and Cheryl, you even took even more time out of your day to comment on the videos and chat to me in the comments. So thank you so much. It means a lot. It really does. It was just awesome. Yeah. So yes, thank you everyone for coming. If you joined us in the blah 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 blah. I can't do this because it's been so long and I just get very awkward doing it, especially when there's a mower outside. All right, he's gone round the back of the house. Okay. Yeah, so thank you everyone that came along with us on the Looking for a Butterfly adventure. Thank you for those of you who liked, commented and messaged me on Messenger, spoke to me about it in person. I just really appreciate your feedback and coming along. It's just amazing to have people join us on that holiday, even though you physically weren't there with us at the time. But even watching it afterwards, after we've put the episodes together, watching them and then having people respond to them, it feels like you are part of the adventure, especially when you're talking to me about what we've been doing and things you've done and all that. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on, so I've got to stop. What I wanted to also say is a big thank you to my brother Alfie, and that lawnmower is getting louder. Okay, so when I came home from Queensland, there was a package in the mail from AKA the brand, and he's back again. And there was a package in the mail from my brother's little business. There was a package from my brother to Mum, Dad and I. Open me with this little note inside that says, "To family, miss you guys, hope you like your shit." Because we all got a little something from AK the brand. There we go. And if you've been on my channel for a long time, you'll know that my brother does his famous little kid drawings and all. Like, his drawings haven't changed since he was about 9 and 10. Seriously. I just love opening my Christmas card, birthday card, and to see what drawing he has done this year. And in this little note is this guy, this man, creepy man, standing beside a tree, because this was one of the scariest stories I've heard on Mr. Boland. That's creeped me out the most, to the point where I couldn't stay in the house for at least a month by myself. Had to stay over at Mum and Dad's, and it's all because of this guy. This creepy story about a man who went camping in the middle of nowhere, and in the middle of the night, this man in the middle of nowhere, like literally in a national park where it's like, anyway, he just turned up beside a tree and said, "Do you know the way? Do you know how to get to Bell's Canyon?" And then he ran off, and then the next night he was there again, and it's like he had no camping equipment, he had no torch, no drink, no tent, no nothing, just him standing there beside a tree in the dark, pitch black dark, asking this man that's camping in the middle of nowhere if he knows the way to Bell's Canyon. And it creeped me out. Mr. Boland tells a really good story, and the way he tells it is just thrilling. So if you like creepy stuff, get on his channel, check it out. I tell you, it's addictive. That's why I ended up being terrified of the night. I'm okay now, I'm over it now, but then this cheeky bugger sends this little note just to remind me of it. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to rub it on because I wanted this video to be really quick, but Kelly rabbits on anyway. Alright, are you ready to see what was inside the package? Dun, 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 dun. Books, dresses and teacups with the Ulysses butterfly. Look at that. And they designed this butterfly from scratch. Isn't that just, oh, thank you so much, Alfie and Kayla. I really absolutely love it. Such a thoughtful thing that you did for me. Oh, love it. It's got a bit of cat hair. Oh, love it. Oh my goodness me. Thank you so much, Alfie and Kayla. I love it. It's got a bit of ollie hair on it, but I love it. I'm gonna put it on. Put it on. Ugh, love a good hoodie. I love my Make It Count one too. It's what Megan and I were wearing on the Looking for a Butterfly adventure. We were wearing our Make It Count jumpers. There it is. There it is. There it is. Ta-da! I love it. Thanks, Alf. Thanks, Kayla. Hang on. This video is just gone totally off what I imagined it to be. Lawnmower in the background, me removing hair from my new brand spanking new jumper that my brother made me. The Looking for a Butterfly adventure has brought me one step closer to my writing dream, and I was inspired in the most unexpected way. Of course, seeing the Ulysses butterfly has done exactly what I imagined it would, motivate me to bring to life my story. Seeing the symbol to the fictional world I have created flutter out of my mind and into the trees above was honestly life-changing, undeniably momentous. And with this new feeling of inspiration, I am excited to capture that beautiful blue dream and turn it into pages. But I did not just find inspiration on the Looking for a Butterfly journey, I found some unexpected motivation, which came from my travel journals. As some of my family and friends on Facebook will already know, each day while in Northern Queensland I put up a story all about the day we had. Each day was seriously a chapter long, and by the end of the holiday it was a whole book, which is what the episodes were based on. But through these journals that I so enjoyed writing came a serious amount of writing confidence, which came with the positive responses that each of the diary entries received. When we came home, people seemed genuinely excited to talk to me about the adventure. A few of my work colleagues had bright eyes while they were talking to me. They were all lit up. It was like they had lived it with us. I also felt relieved at the people I work with coming to know me a little better through the stories. Seems a little intrusive that for the 20 days we were away, people had the chance to crawl inside my head and read my thoughts, but that is what made it more significant. I felt closer to the people who I have only known for just over a year because it helped me express myself in ways I cannot in person. Being painfully awkward in the real world, stuttering and mixing up my words when talking to people, paranoid about what I'm saying, always on my best behaviour, not showing the real me. So there really was a subtle but positive change when I returned to work. And the encouraging words and kind comments people were saying, oh my, they didn't even realise what that meant to me. Comments by my dear subscriber friend Cheryl. I guess this would be like listening to an audiobook, except your audiobook is much better in that I don't have to imagine anything. You provided the visual as well as the audio. Excellent. You are an author of a different sort, one that I can hardly wait to get to the next book in the series. Oh my gosh, thank you so much everyone. These words have just really boosted my confidence. Those comments and words said to me in person boosted my writing confidence so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am incredibly grateful. It has encouraged me to actually put myself out there more. So when I saw a writing competition, I felt good enough to give it a go. For the writing competition, I was scrolling through social media when a website called Vocal was advertising a writing challenge to win $20,000. Write a short creative fiction piece no longer than 2,000 words about a post-apocalyptic dystopia. This is your opportunity to channel your inner Philip K. Dick, Margaret Atwood, or Cormac McCarthy. The only requirement is that your story must include a heart-shaped locket. This necklace can be a central plot point or just a minor detail about one of your characters or anywhere in between. The rest is up to you. Happy creating. This was well and truly out of my comfort zone. Pre-butterfly me, I would have ignored it and kept scrolling, but the post-butterfly me was eager to have a go. There wasn't many days left until the entries closed and I still needed an idea. As the days went by with still no narrative, I started to doubt myself. Nah, I don't think I'll bother this time, I'm busy editing anyway, I said to my mum. Well, I have an idea. What about this? The locket is holding the seed of life. What a good idea, Mum! And from that little seed grew a little piece of fiction. So, merging two very vivid dreams I had in Queensland and Mum's idea, 2,000 words later I had written my very first short story. I was so proud of myself for completing it, but very nervous about entering the competition. You know, for in the worst case scenario of it being rejected. But it wasn't, and even though I didn't win, I was so pleased with myself for stepping out of my comfort zone and giving it a go. It is only the beginning of my writing journey, and the more I do it, the better I will get. So, with my Read 1000 Books challenge and writing more short stories, I am on the road to bringing to life my fictional world. Okay, I am going to step even further out of my comfort zone and put the link below to my Life in a Locket story for any of you watching who would be interested in reading it. I won't be offended if it isn't your cup of tea or you find my writing poor, because I know I am currently at the bottom of the ladder, but I am ready to start climbing to better myself and become more confident. So what I'm trying to say is, if there is something you are dreaming of doing, but you are afraid of not being good enough, whether it be big or small, if I can step outside my comfortable little shell and try, then let me tell you, so can you. Don't be afraid of not being great in the beginning, because the journey of progress is what makes the outcome all the more beautiful. So my ultimate goal, my ultimate dream is to have this fictional world with the symbol, the Ulysses butterfly symbol, that I have created in my head to be written up from start to finish. I am not ambitious enough to dream of it being published, but don't get me wrong, that would be absolutely awesome if that happened. But in all honesty, I would be feeling extremely happy with an uncontainable feeling of fulfillment if I just simply type it up on a Word document from start to finish, printed it out, having it like this in my hand in a big pile, maybe stapled or maybe binded together, right? With a cover. I'll make my own cover. And yeah, just for me to say, I've done it. I've done it. And then hopefully for a few friends to read it and enjoy it. That is my ultimate goal in my life. Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. It's all about my dream. Don't worry for anyone that is just clicked on this video randomly and watching this. I didn't go to Queensland, find a Ulysses butterfly, kill it and then put it in here. This was a Christmas gift from my brother in 2019 because he's just so thoughtful. Look at that. Thanks, Alf, if you're watching. Probably not. Yes. So just before we go, I just wanted to talk about the books that I read on the Looking for a Butterfly adventure. Starting with this one, A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. Obviously, I only got a few chapters in and stopped reading it to read this one. So we're not going to talk about this one today. We'll talk about that another day because I did not finish that on the holiday. So we'll talk about this one. This one I purchased from the gift shop at, I think it was Mossman Gorge. It's called Dark Emu by Bruce Pascoe. This is the perfect description of this book. Dark Emu argues for a reconsideration of the hunter-gatherer tag for pre-colonial Aboriginal Australians and attempts to rebut the colonial myths that have worked to justify dispossession. This book chipped away at my ignorance on the true Australian history, and even after reading this amazing book, which I think every Australian should read, as it gives us more understanding and therefore respect for the Indigenous people and what this land means to them and should mean to us as well. But even after reading this, I am still not going to go into great depth on the topic, as I have only scratched the surface, but I will tell you that this book is great. There is dog-eared pages throughout this book now because there are so many pages I want to revisit that blew me away when I first read them. The journal entries written by early settlers and explorers that Bruce Pascoe had collected to formulate an argument to help us reconsider the hunter-gatherer label for pre-colonial Indigenous Australians just had me transfixed. Honestly, it had me wanting to read more and find out more. It's just amazing. It was even amazing to actually read from someone of that time's perspective on what they were seeing from a non-judgmental point of view as well, where they were just clearly observing what was going on with the Indigenous people, and it was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. All the evidence collected shows us that Aboriginal Australian people were using domesticated plants, harvesting, irrigating and storing, all behaviours inconsistent with the hunter-gatherer tag. Oh, I would love to one day in the future reread this when I am not on the road so I can concentrate on every single lesson on the Aboriginal culture that this book offers to teach us. Someone posted on Goodreads that this book should be a compulsory read in Australian schools, and I 100% agree. Then I bought this one from Paranella Park. It's called The Spanish Dreamer by Dina Layton. Now, I know I gave a lot of information about Jose Paranella and Paranella Park in day 10 of the Looking for a Butterfly adventure, but that was all the glamorous side of Paranella Park and how his dream came true and it was beautiful and a happy ever after. But it wasn't a happy ever after, because after reading this, I really did shed some tears at the very end because it was an unhappy ending for Jose Paranella. Having spent the day and night in Paranella Park, I had learned most of the history and life story of Jose Paranella, but I still purchased The Spanish Dreamer by Dina Layton. Don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Dina Layton? And I am so glad I did, as I felt like I relived my time at Paranella Park. I felt like I was transported to the early 1900s and like a ghost watched the lives of those around me as Paranella Park came to life. I enjoyed learning about Jose's childhood, then his journey to Australia, his hard work on the farms, and then how he made enough money to buy the land that would be Paranella Park. And then all of the interesting little things that happened in between. Unfortunately, Jose had a sad end. It really did make me tear up at the end of this book. The years leading up to his death, he was suffering with health problems, and then one terrible day in 1946, let me read it to you. A dangerous situation had developed upstream. Loggers had been working to cut the last of the giant cedars? In the creek's catchment area. A large number of the felled trees, trimmed and ready for transport to the timber mill, were piled up on the low ground near the creek. The rising floodwaters have lifted some of the logs into the stream. They are heading for the railway bridge. The implication of this news was devastating. Jose knew that floodwaters carrying even the odd uprooted tree could damage man-made structures and turn them into splinters. Before his eyes, he saw the level of water coming over the falls drop suddenly. Within minutes, there was only a trickle, and then absolute silence. For the first time since Jose had known the falls, no water fell. There was only one explanation. The logs had jammed against the railway bridge, creating a dam. Within the hour, a vast lake had formed. In the rising waters, more and more debris and logs were picked up and added to the pressure on the bridge structure. The crackling roar of the bridge collapsing echoed sickeningly, I can never say that word, across the paddocks. A 50-foot wall of water, carrying the huge cedar logs, was now heading directly for Paranella Park. Nature was in control, and no man could stop her. The falls had been nearly silent for an hour or more, not even a ripple. Then Jose heard the sound of the raging waters in the distance. He watched helplessly as the torrent, carrying its cedar rams, converged on his dream park. Mud, debris, dying plants and trees lay everywhere. All the garden soil had gone and the tropical orchids that Margarita so treasured. Only the bare rock remained. Paths had been washed away. Huge cedar logs lay stranded throughout the park, and the buildings were a scene of chaos. Jose stood in tears. There was nothing to say. Later that evening, tables and chairs from Paranella Park were seen floating downstream towards Innisfail, like toy furniture. Nature had made a mockery of one man's attempt to build a dream in a tropical rainforest. It was a period of tremendous financial hardship for the family, and then shortly after Jose was diagnosed with terminal cancer. Jose Paranella, the Spanish dreamer, passed away at 6:30 a.m. on the 23rd of August, 1948. He died in Margarita's arms. But his dream lives on. In 1993, Mark and Judy Evans purchased Paranella Park, and after a special visitor introducing herself as Teresa, the daughter of the man who built the park, Mark and Judy continued on with Jose's legacy. Such a fascinating story of one man's dream, and even after the many disasters the park faced throughout the years, Paranella Park is a true testament to Jose Paranella's determination. And as the sun shines through the leafy trees and onto the castle, lighting her up and showing off her beauty, we can only imagine Jose smiling down on his spectacular creation. So that's the end of another video. I promise there are no more looking for a butterfly videos to come. That is the end of that chapter now. I cannot possibly drag it on any longer. I've just got to end the chapter. Open up another one. Alright, I'll see you all in the next video, or you'll see me. Bye!
Carl Sagan once said that human beings are like butterflies who flutter for a day and think it's forever.
I'm usually not one for nagging people to subscribe, as most of us know how to work YouTube, and if you like a channel enough you'll subscribe without being asked to. But since updating my editing software, I found this awesome little button. But then I realised I had to pay for it, so I made my own instead and added a butterfly. I just thought it was really cool, just a little thing to finish off my video. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye!